Hi everybody, it's Galactic Man Larry here again with another Marvel Legends figure review, and today we have in front of us from the Marvel's controller Build-A-Figure wave Thor. Just like that, Thor. And if I'm right, well, because I read this already, this is a version of Thor which is a Herald of Galactus. So I guess this is because of the upcoming Galactus HasLab figure that I hope you ordered. Well, I mean, if you could. I did, so I'm very excited about getting all the heralds and all of that. And here you have an amazing artwork. I don't know who is the artist. That's a bit of a shame. You can see the controller figure, which is a bit of a basic one, but I'm very excited to get that one because it's part of the Captain America and the Avengers video game I used to play as a child. One of the last bosses before Red Skull. Spoiler alert. And here you have the whole wave. The only one I didn't pre-order was the Iron Man one. From first glance, I haven't had this guy in hand, and I think people really like it. From watching the videos from, I don't know if it was E. Rivera or who was the guy who revealed this one. I think it was him. Back then, I was like, yeah, I don't know if I really like that design, but I might end up getting it later on. First, I got all the people that we need for the controller figure. I mean, all the ones that come with a BAF. I actually got this one twice, so we'll get to review that one as well. The Quake and Maria, whatever, Hill. Yeah, and now for the description here, it says the little bio. Thor does the unthinkable when he becomes the newest Herald of Galactus, aligning with the great devourer to stop an even greater threat. I don't know that story. I don't know if it's when Doom comes into play. I don't know when that happens. I don't know I haven't been reading the comics for ages. Anyway, but I like the characters. That's what we have the figure here. So there you have this artwork, this other artwork, and the figure looking great in the packaging. So let's take him out and see how good he actually is. And there you have him out of the packaging and looking almighty. Thor. Yeah, with some kind of rune design on his chest and skirt, and even that goes through the cape at one side. You can see the figure is, if I'm right, it's a whole new sculpt. It doesn't share sculpt with any figure I remember, as far as I know, which is cool to get a whole new sculpt. He comes with a pair of extra hands, just fist hands. I don't know if it's the same for the previous Thor, the 80th anniversary, and well, I don't even remember if he came with fists. But I'm curious, actually. Let's just check that. If those fists fit with the 80th anniversary figure. Yes, they do, which is cool. There you have it. I don't know if the flesh tone is the same, but it looks at least very close. And maybe these fists are a bit tiny for him. I don't know. I would have to check that with more calmly, you know. In any case, you have these two fist hands. You have this very nicely sculpted raven, but it has no paint at all. Nothing for the eyes, nothing. This one, which is flying, which is also cool, but also has zero paint on it. It's just a chunk of plastic, but the sculpt is nice. I must keep that. The feathers are very nicely. I don't know if you get to see that because it's all black. I don't know if the light helps to. I get it. I guess it does. I'm not being able to look at the screen properly, but yeah, I think with the light you can see all the nice sculpt. And I mean, of course, ravens are black, as far as I know. But the sculpt is really nice, but they just, boom, they just stand there or are there. And yeah, I don't know if he has a place to kind of hold them. Of course, you can balance stuff and all of that. And he comes with the controller head, which is something we'll talk about on due time when I review this figure, but I think you can already appreciate the nice sculpt for that face, that ugly mug, which looks really cool. Now here we have Thor, the reason for this review. You can see he has a very stern face, the expression at least. Very serious guy here. He has that long hair, which of course gets on the way with articulation. I think the hair has no wash, nothing to it, no shading, but or if it has, it's a very light one. Maybe it does have some, but it's super light. So he's almost like albino hair, I mean very light blonde, you know. The hammer here, or like this energy Mjolnir, or whatever this is called, I don't know if I should call this one Mjolnir, is all made of this, is cast in translucent blue plastic, but you can see that the hammer itself, the chunk here, it's darker than the handle. I don't know if that's on purpose, if that's accurate. I'm gonna guess it should all be the same color. It's a cool piece, but yeah, different tones. And then you have this lighting effect, which you can place however you want around the hammer, or maybe whatever you want, I don't know. That's cool to have. And the figure, the star of the show, I must say it's a nice one. I mean, I wasn't expecting much of I didn't need another Thor, that's the thing. But now that I know that it's a Herald of Galactus, I'm glad that I have him, because Galactus is on its way, so on his way. So I'm glad to have all the different heralds, or people that interact with that colossal figure and character I've known since my childhood, as you might as well. Yeah, he has nice glam rocker long hair. You can pop the head really easily, you know. You can turn the arms around, and as you can see, these shoulder pads are the new, well, the way they have been recently doing with figures from Star Wars and all of that, that it's a floating cap between the shoulder and the chest, which is good. The cape is glued, and it has this, is cast in red plastic, and it has paint for the rune pattern that goes all through the body, and it has this kind of, well, not kind of, this purple that goes very abruptly. They tried to do like a shading, but it really, it's like boom, two-tone, you know. But yeah, they tried to do a bleed, that the colors bleed into each other, but it's really, it still is very like abrupt. It could have done a bit better, you know, or better anyway. Let's put the head back on. It's, again, the head pops really easily. You don't need to force anything. Now, articulation wise, let's go to, well, yeah, you can see the arms and the legs, they have this kind of chainmail, not chainmail, but mail armor thing, which is cool. I like it. Even these red things are sculpted plastic. I mean, they cast in plastic, they have no paint, but I like when they mix different sculpted plastic in one part of the body or whatever. If they would have given it a wash or something, I would also love that, but I really like when they do nice kind of two plastic pieces, you know, like, well, like this, the leg, and they have this red part on top of it, which doesn't move, it's like really put in place. The belt is painted, this rune is painted on. The tiara thing is also painted on. The eyes, the eyebrows and the lips are also painted, but it doesn't have too much paint, which is a bit of a shame, but yeah, still the figure looks good. Articulation wise, you can, the head, yeah, as you guessed already, maybe, he has almost no looking up because of the hair. You can of course fix that a bit with the diaphragm. He can look down just a little bit, but it's also hindered by the, well, he does look down, but not really. It's really hindered by the amount of hair he has, so they have an excuse in this case, because the hair is there, it had to be there, and it, of course, it's flexible and it gets in the way. The shoulders can lift up to 90 degrees, as you can see. They can go all the way around, and the shoulder armor goes along, because again, it's that floating cap in between. He has a nice bicep swivel that can go all the way around without problems. He has a single jointed elbow. I don't know why they went single jointed, but still has a bit over 90 degrees of bend. Nothing at the glove or the gauntlet. The hand, this one turns all the way around and has a horizontal swivel, and this one turns all the way around, is the hammer hand, and has a vertical swivel, which is great. Both fists, I mean, they have a horizontal one. And yeah, again, a bit over 90 degrees, just slightly over 90 degrees bend also for the hammer hand, which is a bit of a shame, but if I'm right, the 80 years Thor also, even if he had double jointed elbows, because of the muscles, he wasn't really able to do much over 90, so sometimes even if you have double jointed elbows, it doesn't bring much to the table. The legs can kick almost 90 degrees. The skirt doesn't get in the way because it has nice cuts all around, backwards and sideways and forwards. It has a very nice split, not all the way, but I mean, because things get on the way, and also otherwise he would be able to do the full splits, I guess, or almost. He has a thigh cut. Nothing was frozen in this figure as I took him out of the packaging, which was a nice surprise. Only this foot, but it was very nice, easy fix with hot water. The legs, the knees, I mean, they're double jointed, and they can bend that far with the double click and all, so it's a nice amount for a figure this size. The kneecaps are exactly what they should be, on the knee, not down or up or something. They're really on the articulation joint. They are made of softer plastic, so you don't have to worry about breaking them or something. The feet can go backward that far, which is quite a good amount. Can go forward this far, which is also great. And he has a good ankle pivot. It's not, yeah, it's a decent one, you know. I'm not the expert here, but I think it's a good one. Let's say it's a good one. I don't see anything really wrong with this guy. Now you give him the hammer, and he's standing there all stoic and mighty, and we give him the lightning effect somehow, just improvising. And there you have Thor, Herald of Galactus. And there you have the new Thor Herald, or Herald of Galactus, next to the 80 years anniversary Thor and Beta Ray Bill. I think it was Professor Hulkwave or something like that. And there you have him next to Angela and the Cobra Bat. And let's bring again Beta Ray Bill because it's a character I really like. And yeah, that's it for this review. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you have been watching this far. I always forget to say that at the beginning, so please, if you have watched the whole video, subscribe. That helps a lot to grow the channel and, you know, keep the stuff coming. And yeah, take care, and I will see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao, ciao.